Watching Major League games, what you'll see is everybody holds their hands a little bit different. Their stance will also be a little bit different. You'll see some players with their hands high. You'll see some players with them low. You'll see some with this back elbow up. You'll see a variety of different positions that they hold the bat. That is fine. You can start off holding the bat any way you want. A critical area, though, when the stride foot comes down, you take your stride. All good hitters have their hands in approximately the same position, 4 to 5 inches off the shoulder. With the knob of the bat, you'll notice behind the back foot. This is the proper position. If you're a young hitter, and I hear this all the time with young hitters, they want to get their back elbow up. They're told to get their back elbow up so that they can get on top of the ball. The premise is right. It's critical to get on top of the ball and have a good bat angle, but if you have this back elbow up high, this elbow has to travel a long ways, and you're going to end up with the front arm raising, the front elbow raising, and your bat angle is going to be down here. That's a long swing. We want to make sure the elbow's flexed, start it down, the back elbow's down and relaxed. Now, we're not talking about way in towards the body, but we're just talking about at a 45-degree angle down and relaxed. Okay, the way that I show young kids to get into this position, if you hold the bat with your lead hand only, drop it to the plate, bring your top hand up at about shoulder height, like I said, 5 to 6 inches away from your shoulder, the back elbow down in a relaxed position. This is going to be a good position for you to be in. If you now bring the bat up, place it into your hand, and now you're going to be in the correct position to have your bat in.
Soon, and it winds up pulling them off the ball. So I really want to show you exactly what I'm talking about when I say that the hips lead the hands. As we discussed previously, what initiates the swing or starts the swing is that once you reach that strong launch position, the front heel drops, the back heel pops, and the hips and hands start to the ball. Now, when I talk about the hips leading the hands, anatomically your hands are behind your hips. So as a player, once that front heel drops and the back heel pops and the hips start, as you can see in this move right here, my hands and hips are going at the same time. However, my hips are in front of my hands, excuse me. So just anatomically, you can see that the hands are set up behind the hips. And that's where I say the hips lead the hands. Now, the opposite of that, coaches who say that the hands lead the hips, well, here's the problem that I have with that, and you'll see this in your amateur hitters, is a big flaw for them. To me, hips leading the hands is the player who gets to that strong launch position, the front heel drops, the hands start to the ball, and then the back hip and back foot follow. That's a player who leads with his hands ahead of his hips. That is incorrect. It causes the player to lose power, torque, balance, leverage, causes a whole bunch of problems. That's a very handsy type hitter. If you look at a guy like Ichiro, a lot of people say he's a very good hands hitter, but if you take a look at Ichiro on video, you'll see that his front heel drops, his back heel pops, and his hands and hips are working in sync. To me, that is leading with your hips. Now, I'm going to have one of my guys here throw me a few balls. I just want to show you a little bit of an example of the correct way and the incorrect way. Now we're going to take a look at a player who leads with his hands and not with his hips. It makes it a lot harder for me to get the bat through the zone. I'm doing much more of the work in my upper body. That's hands leading the hips instead of hips leading the hands. The hips lead the hands.